Welcome to Be Me with Shari Ware, the podcast where each day is a step towards a better you and where we focus on progress, not perfection. Join me as we embark on a journey of self-improvement and wellness, focusing on being just a little better than we were yesterday.
Hello and welcome to episode 14 of the Be Me podcast. My name's Shari Ware, I'm your host, and in this episode we are talking about your reticular activating system, or for short, your RAS, and how it helps you achieve your goals if you know how to use it and leverage it to help you. So before we get started, I want to start off with a quote from Jim Quick. He says that our most precious gift is our brain, and he is absolutely correct. If you have not heard of Jim Quick before, I've definitely spoken about him before. He is amazing. He had a brain injury as a child and he was called the boy with the broken brain. Well, he certainly does not have a broken brain. He learned how to learn. He had to learn how to learn. And it is amazing what he has learned to do with his brain. So if you haven't checked him out before, I definitely would check him out. He has a great book called Limitless. It's definitely on my bookshelf. I have read it. I probably need to read it again several times, but there's some great stuff in it. And you can find that on Amazon. I will make sure that I put the link in the show notes for you. So, what is your reticular activating system, or your RAS? So, on any given day, there are literally millions of things that are in our world that our brain has to sift through and decide what is the most important information, what is the most important data that you need to focus on, and it will sift out all of the rest. It doesn't show you the rest, whatever it deems not important, because there's just too much information. We literally cannot cope with the amount of information if we were to take it all in. So that is the job of our brain, our reticular activating system. And think of it like a postal delivery warehouse. So it's nighttime, the power goes out and there's no light. So the postal delivery workers, they have to use torches to find the parcels that they need to load onto their truck to deliver. So it's a massive warehouse. There are lots and lots of parcels there. There's millions of parcels there, and it's pitch black. They have their torch, and whatever they shine their torch on is what they can see. So the warehouse, the pitch black warehouse with all the parcels, that is our brain and all of the data that is coming into it. And the torchlight, that is our RAS, our reticular activating system, shining the light on the information that it believes to be the most important based on our beliefs, the inner conversations that we have with ourselves, all of those things. And that is the way that it's able to cope with the sheer amount of data that is coming in on any given day. So, how does it impact your behaviour? It impacts your behaviour because it's only shining the light on the packages, on the parcels that it thinks are important from the beliefs and the inner conversations that you have with yourself. That is where your focus goes. And so that is going to dictate your behaviour. So, for instance, just say, I don't know, this is a game that I played when I was a kid. It's called Spotto, and it's a car game. You do it to pass time when you're on a road trip. And Spotto is looking for yellow cars. And you're just looking for yellow cars. And whoever sees the most yellow cars wins. Well, if you're not playing Spotto and you're not focusing on looking for yellow cars, most often you're not necessarily going to notice a yellow car because your brain hasn't been given the instruction to look for yellow cars. It doesn't mean that yellow cars aren't there. They're definitely there, but you're not necessarily going to notice them because you're not specifically looking for them. However, if you're playing Spotto, you are specifically looking for them. Your brain has been given the instruction or the order to look for yellow cars. So you're going to see yellow cars everywhere. Imagine that you are buying a car and you're trying to decide on what kind of car you want, or it might be, again, coming back to a specific colour, you might decide that you are wanting a purple car. That would be me. I love purple. It's my favourite colour. So if I had made that decision that I wanted to buy a purple car, because I'm focused on buying a purple car, I'm most probably going to start seeing purple cars everywhere because that's what I'm currently focused on. My brain has been given the message that I'm focused on purple car. So that's how it can dictate your behaviour or impact your behaviour. So how do you use your RAS to change your behaviour and achieve your goals? So by making sure that you're focusing on and telling your brain, telling your RAS what you want to focus on very clearly, very specifically, and very regularly and consistently, your brain is going to get the instruction, get the order, understand the order that that's what you want. So when you have a goal that you are working on achieving, first of all, it's important, number one, to have very clear goals. Need to be very clear and specific. So that's probably a good time to bring in steps, the steps formula. And if you haven't already come across that, I've definitely talked about that several times on this podcast already, but I will link to that in the show notes for you as well. Using the steps formula to get very specific about your goals and the steps that you need to take to achieve the goal that you're looking to achieve. So very clear goals is number one. Number two is combining it with positive affirmations. You want to be repeating your affirmations around the goal that you're wanting to achieve regularly, continually, giving that instruction, that order to your RAS. Number three, visualization. So important to actually visualize the goal, you achieving the goal, and not just picturing it, but allowing yourself to feel the feelings that you will feel when you achieve that goal. Immerse yourself totally in the experience because when you give that very clear instruction to your reticular activating system, to your RAS, then there's no question. That is what you've told your RAS that that's what you want to focus on, and that is where it will shine the light, and it will help guide you to wherever you need to go because it knows you have given it the instruction of that's where you want to go. It's really important to stay focused is number four. Focused and consistent. Consistency is the key to everything. It's not about being perfect. It's just about being consistent, reminding yourself all the time, yes, this is what I'm focused on. This is where I'm going. This is what I want to achieve. Having the inner conversations with your brain, with your reticular activating system, that's where you want to go. And number 5, surround yourself with reminders everywhere, especially in the beginning where it's not familiar to you. You're not used to, if you've never, if you've only just become aware of your reticular activating system and how you can use it to benefit you and to help you move you closer towards your goals quicker, then it's not going to be familiar to you. It's not going to be something that you do automatically because it's new. So surround yourself with reminders, whatever you need, Post-it notes everywhere. Have them on the fridge, have them on your computer, have them on your bathroom mirror, reminders on your phone, vision boards, screensavers. There's so many ways that you can have reminders around the place, and make sure that they are everywhere. So wherever you go, you can see and be reminded of what you are wanting, of the instructions that you are wanting to give to your brain, to your reticular activating system. So that is what your RAS is, that is how it affects your behaviour, and that is how you can use it to influence your behaviour and get you closer, get you achieving your goals much quicker and easier. So definitely use it to your advantage. It is amazing what you can achieve when you are using your brain to its full advantage. And again, I will remind you that for this subject, there is a corresponding Be Me Bites newsletter edition. It is Be Me Bites 12, Leverage the Power of Your Reticular Activating System. I do always direct people to the Be Me Bites newsletter if there is a corresponding edition, because I don't script my podcasts. I just say whatever comes out. And there's usually going to be something in the written version that will be different. It might give you, when we learn things or consume things in different ways, we can get different perspectives. So I feel that it's always helpful to read the written version as well. And also I put extra resources in the Be Me Bites newsletter editions if you want to go further down and find out more about the particular subject. So I'll direct you to there. I'll make sure that I put the link in the show notes for you. Until the next episode, keep taking one step at a time, and I will see you then. See ya.
Thank you so much for joining me on this episode. Remember to check out the show notes, and if you have any comments, feedback or suggestions, I'd love to hear them. If you've received value from this podcast, make sure to subscribe, and I'd love you to rate and review the show. Have a fabulous day.